Towards the end of the seventh round, yeah, we sort of started making a plan and everything of what was going to happen. But then I think with like three picks left, that's when I got a call. So yeah, that's how it went down.
It's evident the success that quarterback Brock Purdy is having in the NFL. And by now we all know the story of how he was drafted as the number 262 overall selection. That's right, Mr. Irrelevant. But taking all of his success into consideration, is he the best quarterback taken in the 2022 NFL Draft? To answer this question, we would have to take a look at all the quarterbacks drafted in that same year. Yes, that's right, all of them. Luckily for us, it was only 9. The 2022 NFL Draft, viewed skeptically for its lack of standout quarterback prospects, only saw one quarterback selected in the first round and didn't see another one selected, wait for it, until round 3. Now we know what you're thinking, this is not looking good. But to spice things up, there was not 1, not 2, but 3 quarterbacks taken in the 3rd round. Still not impressed? Okay, neither are we. However, while some quarterbacks chosen before Mr. Irrelevant have not met expectations, Purdy's rise is a notable exception. In just 2 seasons, Purdy has emerged as a luminary for the 49ers, setting numerous records, including joining the elite company of Joe Montana and Steve Young as the only 49er quarterbacks to achieve a perfect passer rating of 158.3 in a game. But what of the other 8 quarterbacks selected in 2022? Their journeys vary significantly, some with successes, some failing to make their mark, and others completely vanishing into thin air. Here's a look at the quarterbacks drafted before Brock Purdy in the 2022 NFL Draft. The 8th quarterback selected was a Mr. Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson, with an A, not an E, initially projected to go undrafted due to injury concerns, age, and inconsistent passing performance, was picked by the Miami Dolphins in the 7th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, 247th overall. Thompson, a quarterback from Kansas. No, not that Kansas, this Kansas. His impressive preseason, highlighted by leading all quarterbacks with a 138.5 passer rating, secured his spot on the Dolphins' 53-man roster. Thompson debuted in Week 5, filling in for an injured Teddy Bridgewater against the New York Jets, throwing for 166 yards with an interception in a loss. With Tua Tagovailoa and Bridgewater both sidelined, Thompson started the crucial Week 18 game against the Jets, leading the Dolphins to a win that clinched their first playoff berth since 2016. Tagovailoa's continued absence due to concussion protocol meant Thompson also started the wild-card round game against the Buffalo Bills, throwing for 220 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions in a narrow defeat. In 2023, Skylar Thompson was listed as the Dolphins' 3rd-string quarterback, behind Tua Tagovailoa and Mike White. The 7th quarterback selected was Chris Oladokun, try saying that 3 times fast, by the Pittsburgh Steelers, round 7, number 241 overall. Chris Oladokun, from South Dakota State, despite being a late-round pick with long odds of NFL success, was seen as a developmental project by the Steelers. Despite his potential, Oladokun did not secure a spot on Pittsburgh's roster, though he has found a place on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad, keeping his NFL aspirations alive. The 6th quarterback selected was Sam Howell. Sorry we couldn't resist. Hailing from North Carolina, despite expectations of being an early selection, was picked in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Washington Commanders, 144th overall. Making his NFL debut in the final week of the 2022 season, Howell impressed with a win over the Dallas Cowboys, showcasing both passing and rushing touchdowns. He secured the starting quarterback position for 2023, outperforming Jacoby Brissett during training camp. However, Howell faced challenges, including a tough game with 4 interceptions and 9 sacks against the Buffalo Bills in Week 3. Despite leading the league in passing yards by mid-November, he was also on track to set a record for most sacks taken in a season. Howell's struggles continued, leading to him being benched twice in favor of Brissett due to poor performance, finishing the season with 3,946 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and a league-high 21 interceptions. The 5th quarterback selected was Bailey Zappe. Bailey Zappe, the Western Kentucky quarterback, was selected in the 4th round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots. Zapp started as the 3rd-string quarterback behind Mac Jones and Brian Hoyer, but was thrust into action in Week 4 against the Packers due to injuries, making a notable debut. Zapp made history as the first rookie in the Super Bowl era to win his first 2 starts with a passer rating over 100, following victories over the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. Despite being relegated back to backup upon Jones's return, Zapp's performance fluctuated, leading to his eventual waiver in August 2023. After a brief stint on the practice squad, he was promoted back to the active roster. Zapp replaced a struggling Mac Jones as starter in a game against the Los Angeles Chargers, marking his first loss as a starter, ending the season with significant challenges in performance. The 4th quarterback selected was Matt Corral. Not much here, folks. Matt Corral, from Ole Miss, was drafted by the Carolina Panthers in the 3rd round, 94th overall, of the 2022 NFL Draft, but missed his entire rookie season due to a Lisfranc injury. He was waived by the Panthers after initially making the 53-man roster for the 2023 season. The New England Patriots claimed him off waivers the next day, but Corral left the team's facility without notice shortly after. He was released and briefly signed to the practice squad, but it was reported the following day that he would not be re-signing with the squad. The 3rd quarterback selected was Malik Willis. Malik Willis, who played his college ball at Auburn, was selected by the Tennessee Titans in the 3rd round, 86th overall, of the 2022 NFL Draft, and was a notable slide from some projections placing him as high as 2nd overall. Willis debuted in Week 2, stepping in for a benched Ryan Tannehill against the Buffalo Bills, where he threw for 6 yards and rushed for 16 in a heavy loss. And then there was this moment.
Henry. Hey. I can't even do it. It's great. It's great. It's great.
Which led us to say,
"What you talking about, Willis?"
Sorry. Once again, we couldn't resist. Willis is currently the 3rd QB on the depth charts, marking a challenging start to his NFL career. The 2nd quarterback selected was Desmond Ridder, drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the 3rd round, 74th overall, of the 2022 NFL Draft. Desmond Ridder, a former Cincinnati Bearcat, experienced a surprising drop, contrary to 1st-round projections. Initially the backup to Marcus Mariota, Ridder was named the starter for the latter part of the season, debuting with a loss against the New Orleans Saints, but securing his first NFL win against the Arizona Cardinals, and finishing the season with 708 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an 86.4 passer rating. Retaining his starting position in 2023, Ridder faced challenges, being benched in favor of Taylor Heineke during Week 8 and demoted on the depth chart in Week 9. However, he was reinstated as the starter in Week 12 after Heineke's performance did not meet expectations. And the last on this list and the 1st quarterback selected in the 2022 NFL Draft was Kenny Pickett. Seemingly the most successful QB of this draft class behind Purdy, and as you can see, that isn't saying much. Kenny Pickett, who also played his college career at Pittsburgh, was chosen by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1st round of the 2022 NFL Draft, 20th overall. Marking the first time since 1997, a quarterback was taken so late as the 1st pick and the highest the Steelers had selected a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger in 2004. Pickett debuted with a promising performance against the New York Jets in Week 4 and was named the starter by Week 5. In 2023, Pickett showed growth, despite injuries impacting his play and briefly relegating him to backup duties late in the season after a high ankle sprain and subsequent surgery. In other words, the jury is still out on his future. In conclusion, while some quarterbacks drafted before Brock Purdy in 2022 have struggled to find their footing in the NFL, Purdy's remarkable ascent underscores the unpredictable nature of NFL success and the potential for late draft picks to outshine their higher selected counterparts. Thank you for watching, and for more great content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.